Okay, so I'd like to take a second to address the internal workings of NYBC as far as how we take in dogs and what methods we use to take in dogs. So we like to keep a diversified intake routine, and what I mean by that is we'll take an owner surrender, we'll take a dog from a shelter, we'll take a dog from the police department, we'll take a bite dog, we'll take a dog that is acting aggressively scared. So we try to take dogs from every avenue in the rescue world, and what that is dictated by is the dogs that go out. So for argument's sake, I got Francisco here, who we took from the police department. So when Francisco gets adopted, then we have room to take another dog from the police department. So if Rocky gets adopted, who was an owner surrender from about 2 or 3 months ago, then we'll take in another owner surrender. And the reason why I'm making this video is because as much as I would love to take every dog that is presented to us, we physically just don't have the room or forced us to do so. So we try to keep a diversified intake method, and that is the reason why sometimes when people say, oh, this girl has a dog and she needs to surrender it. Yeah, there's probably 30 or 40 people that have called us within the last 24 hours that need to surrender their dogs. We have 500,000 followers, and with 500,000 followers comes, I would say, 50 requests a day for people that come from people for us to take dogs from every different avenue in the rescue world. So I wanted to address this so people understand we don't just flip a coin and say we're going to take this dog this day and take another dog the next day. It all has to do with our adoptions, and if you watch our adoptions and you know that this dog came from this situation and that dog is adopted, then we'll bring in another dog from that situation. So what we would never say no to is a dog that needs immediate medical attention. We would also never say no to a dog that was in the elements. For argument's sake, in the winter when dogs were living outside, now the summer, dogs living in the element, we need to keep space open for that. Dogs that are found loose running in the streets and we have to go out and corral. So those, we leave spots open for those dire cases, which we consider dire. Now I know people, they call us up and they say their neighbor is leaving their dog out during the day. That's not a dire situation, although it sucks, and we hate the fact that people leave their dogs out all day. A lot of people leave their dogs out all day. A lot of people send me videos and say, look, this person leaves their dog out and the yard is dirty. It kills me. Not even the SPCA or the police department can remove a dog that is in a dirty yard. And we get calls like this all the time. And in the dirty yard, I see a bowl of food and water. So they're in a dirty yard with food and water, and we get calls. And people get upset with us when we say we can't do anything. What I would do is I would knock on their door and approach them politely and say, you know what, do you need help cleaning up your yard? And be nice and be compassionate, and maybe they need help cleaning up their yard. But we can't do anything, nor can the police or the SPCA do anything about someone who has a dirty yard. So like I can't stress enough how I would love to go out on all these calls and take all these dogs away from these people. A lot of the times we find a dog and people call us and say, oh, I found the dog, did you check him for a chip? Well, he's dirty and he looks like he hasn't eaten, so I don't want to give him back to his owner. Well, if the dog got out of someone's yard and was loose for 2 weeks, then he would look a little skinny and he would be a little dirty. But does that mean that these people don't deserve their dog back? And even if they don't deserve their dog back, we cannot say who deserves their dog back and who doesn't. And because we rely on social media so much to advertise our dogs that we have up for adoption, we can't take in a dog that we can't advertise. So we can't be the judge, jury, and the executioner and say when it's time to take someone's dog and when it's not. So if we find a dog, protocol is you have to check the dog for a chip, okay? If the dog has no chip, then we will post the dog on our social media to see if we could find its rightful owners, okay? And then we can assist you in either finding a foster or taking the dog into our facility if in fact we have room. But we get calls every day that people find a dog, and all we say is protocol is you have to send an email with pictures and a bio and check the dog for a chip, and people don't even want to do that. They just want to call us and say, come pick up this dog. That's not how it works. So if you call us in the future and you find a dog, protocol is you got to check the dog for a chip. Then you have to send an email with pictures and as much information on the dog, where you found it, what color it is. Do you notice if it's fixed? Any markings that someone might be able to identify. And you send the email, and we'll make a post, and then we can progress to the next level where we can try to find a foster, or if we in fact have room, take them into the shelter. All right, so this is Francisco. Francisco was rescued from the 105. He was found in an abandoned house in a yard. So he was tied up with a big ass chain, and we believe he was the dad of the 2 puppies. Were in a little small travel crate, shoved in a small travel crate. So the 105 got a call from the neighbor. They were able to access the yard. They found the dogs. They took them in, and we went and rescued them. So he is up for adoption. The brother and sister were adopted together, which is pretty awesome. So he's still looking for his forever home. He's good with dogs. He's really sweet. We are actually offering anyone who adopts one of our black dogs, we're offering $1,000 in medical assistance with the vet of their choice, or our vet, it doesn't matter, but $1,000 medical assistance. The black dog is the least adopted dog in the adoption world, both dogs and cats, the color black, for whatever reason that is. So we are offering $1,000 medical assistance for anyone who adopts one of our black dogs. So if black is your color, come on down, and if it's not, maybe you should make it your color.